All right, it is November 18th, Tuesday, November 18th. KU just wrapped up their game with Duke. A tough loss, but also without Darren Peterson, I thought we played pretty well. You're 3-2 after 5 games. Not ideal, but considering your losses are to North Carolina and Duke, two fellow historic programs, and you're missing the top player in the country, I don't think it's too bad. But like we said, today we are jumping in to this year's rookie class for 2026. Now, I'm not as familiar with this class. Now, there are some big names, of course, like Jeremiah Love, Mendoza, but it doesn't have that star power that we saw with the classes of 2024 and 2025. In 2024, you had guys like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, 2 Heisman winners, studs all around the floor. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, and then even some late round guys like some second rounders like Michael Penix Jr. and Bucky Irving, who have turned out to be pretty good. Bucky Irving especially being a great investment. And then in 2025, you had another really exciting class with Cam Ward, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland at the tight end position, and then all of those running backs, including Genty, Hampton, Henderson, Judkins, Johnson, Scadaboo. Just a really exciting class. And I can't forget about Egbuka, who has really exceeded expectations so far. So it's never too early to start familiarizing ourselves with the draft class. Now, the talk of the Dynasty community right now when it comes to rookies has been the 2027 class. Of course, you've got the 2 headliners at the top, Jeremiah Smith out of Ohio State and Ryan Williams out of Alabama. But that's 2 years ahead. First, we got to focus on this 2026 rookie class. So we've got great website here, Dynasty Nerds, and we've got co-owner Jared Wackerly's rookie big board rankings 5.0 in the Superflex. Start 2 quarterbacks. So let's jump right into it. In our tier 1, Superflex Cornerstones ranks 1 through 7. He's got 4 quarterbacks leading the way. Then an every down running back and 2 wide receivers. Now this is great. Like I'm a college football guy, but to be honest, NFL is my bread and butter, as you guys have probably been able to tell by watching this. And then I also I'm a big NBA fan. So I love college football, but it's not as easy for me to keep up with each and every player the way that I can in the NFL. So let's continue to look at this. Tier 1, we've got our Superflex Cornerstones at ranks 1 through 7. Number 1, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback 1, Indiana, 6'5", 225, who's been playing great. He's been playing great for that Indiana Signetti program, who I believe is ranked number 2 now, and they've got a lot of buzz behind him. They got a lot of promise. It's really exciting to see. What I'm seeing here is he surged into the top 3 quarterback conversation for the 26th draft. 4th best, 9 yards per attempt under pressure. And that's a very important stat. That's another thing that kind of drove J.J. McCarthy up the board of the Minnesota Vikings. Stats under pressure. So 3rd down, when there's pressure near him, how does this guy perform when it matters? And it seems like that is what is important with Mendoza. Red flag on him is his inability to create off script when a play breaks down, but he's a high volume passer, pocket passer, and a franchise altering ceiling. So this is a home run. This is a big swing quarterback. And it looks like our guy, Jared Wackerly, has him at the number 1 spot. So that's good to know. I would have, if I had to guess, I would have said Jeremiah Love is the 1-1, right? But no, they've got Mendoza here. And at the number 2 spot, they've got another quarterback, Ty Simpson out of Alabama, 6'2", 208. The epitome of a coach's son. High floor quarterback. You kind of know what you're getting with him. Think of, I think, probably a little bit of Mac Jones, but right here we're seeing some Jordan Love comparison. His average physical tools hold him back, but he has enough wheels and creativity to get 20 to 30 yards on the ground. Think Jordan Love. His ability to win versus pressure takes his game to the next level. And it's rare to see a guy this polished after only starting a handful of games. So yes, he has limited experience, but in the experience in the games that he has played, Mr. Wackerly believes that Ty Simpson has shown it. So next, number 3, we've got Dante Moore from Oregon. Now this is a guy I'm a little bit more familiar with. Quarterback, 6'3", 206. Now my roommate is an Oregon fan, so that's why I say I'm a little bit more familiar with him. I've seen some more games. My roommate's got family from out there. former UCLA quarterback. High pressure to sack ratio, has transformed his game with his pressure to sack ratio plummeting from 26 to an elite sub 5. Top 3 NFL draft pick currently, along with the guys Mendoza and Simpson. High floor, pro-ready skill set, wins in 3 levels, clean, repeatable throwing motion, and navigates the pocket well. High floor quarterback 1, think Dak. And if they win, it's because of him. But also, as we see here, he has another year. He has another potential year. But that's Dante Moore. Then we've got Lenore Sellers. Lenore Sellers out of South Carolina. This guy has had some high buzz for a while. Has had some high buzz for a while. He's the draft's ultimate high variance prospect. So that means he could go from anywhere from early first, mid first, late first, maybe slip into the second. Of course, I think created player build and first round value hinges on his immediate immense physical upside. One name immediately comes to my mind, and that's Anthony Richardson, who went at the 4 spot to Indianapolis, which was a shock at the time. I feel like I was thinking he could have slipped into the 10 to 15 range. But that's the gamble that teams kind of like, you know? And so he's a project quarterback, dependent on the landing spot. He's one of those Konami code quarterbacks. I'm not familiar with that term, but Dynasty Gold can be hard to come by. QB1 league-winning rushing upside, but his floor is a career backup who never masters NFL processing. So, I think Anthony Richardson and Josh Allen, those are the 2 that come to my mind. Elite physical traits, but a little raw, if I'm correct there. So that's my analysis on him. Then, this is the guy who I really thought was going to be the lead. Jeremiah Love, running back 1. First running back. So we've got four quarterbacks leading off the grouping. And honestly, I don't know if there's going to be 4 openings at the quarterback position next year. I think we might see the Las Vegas Raiders potentially be targeting one, the New York Jets for sure. But after that, it's hard for me to think of another team. I mean, Rams, Steelers, just because their quarterbacks are aging. Oh, Browns, duh. Browns for sure. Maybe the Dolphins if Tua falls off a cliff, but like that's kind of like the only teams that I can consider quarterback right now. Browns is like best case scenario in my opinion. I would love for a guy like Mendoza to go to the Browns where he's got all those weapons around him. But once again, this is our first running back. So after 4 quarterbacks, we see running back. Jeremiah Love, top 20 pick in the 2026 draft. Wherever he goes, he's going to get the ball a lot. Elite contact balance, and that's something that makes running backs really special. We saw, of course, me being a Vikings fan growing up in Minnesota, Dalvin Cook had that elite balance, and that's kind of what was really special for him. So whenever I see elite contact balance, I think Dalvin Cook. And yeah, to break through arm tackles and turn any run into a touchdown. Shout out Joe Otting, center for Notre Dame. We got a connection there. He's a great player, and he's helping lead the way for Jeremiah Love. 38% forced miss tackle rate, was second among all Power 4 running backs, quantifying his staggering elusiveness. Ceiling is a 3-down RB1. Main area to improve his pass protection, but like it says, that's very, very, very easy to be coached upon. And he also has versatility as a pass catcher. So now we get into our 2 wide receivers. I'm gonna kind of group these 2 together because I think they're pretty close in my opinion. Carnell Tate, 6'3", wide receiver, Ohio State. And Jordan Tyson, Arizona State, 6'2". Now, of course, being in the Big 12, Tyson is a guy that I'm familiar with. He lit Kansas up last year. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe we play Arizona State this year. And he's been doing it again this year against his other Big 12 opponents. But 52% red zone target share, first in the nation. Immediate impact player. Yeah, he's a guy that you're going to be able to fit into any offense. Yeah, like it says, scheme proof. And I think Tyson is a great prospect. But let's look up at Carnell Tate here. For Dynasty Fantasy Football, he profiles as a safe, long-term wide receiver 2 with a somewhat capped ceiling. The risk is lack of elite athleticism. That's definitely a risk. Definitely a risk. And that's where, if you're not an elite athlete, you need to be able to create separation in route running. But as it says here, savvy route running consistently creates separation and nuance, while large catch radius makes him a reliable target who thrives in contested situations. And with a large frame like that, what more can you expect? So in the pick 6 and pick 7 range, I can definitely see that. But I could also see a guy like Tyson, especially just based off landing spot, sneaking up. And that's the really tough thing with Dynasty is everything is so landing spot dependent. I remember last year I had Luther Burden slotted as like a pick 3 or 4. I was like, it's gonna be Genty 1, duh, of course, Tetaroa McMillan, and then either Burden or Hampton or Henderson or Judkins, depending on landing spot. Of course, Hampton went to the most ideal landing spot with the Los Angeles Chargers, a Greg Roman offense with Jim Harbaugh, who loves to run the damn ball. And Burden went to Chicago, who took a pass catcher ahead of him in that draft, and a pass catcher the year before, and they have DJ Moore. So you're getting a wide receiver 3 playing with Caleb Williams, who's also going to be behind a tight end like Loveland. So you never know how things are going to shake out with these players here. And that's really the tough thing. So now we're going to fly through these a little bit quicker. We're heading into tier 2. Of course, those were the first guys that we had to familiarize ourselves with. And remember, this is like the first time for me like to really be diving into these prospects. I haven't fully had the chance to watch each and every one of these guys. So we've got Justin Haynes from Michigan, the RB2, pretty high, or pretty like high number, I should say, like higher than 1, 8 for the RB2, which is pretty surprising. And then Jeremy Bernard from Alabama here as our wide receiver 3s. Justice Haynes, let's see, early down back, capable of being the physical engine of an NFL run game. This one, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with him, but it doesn't mention him being an early pick, so I could definitely see, late first round, Kansas City Chiefs, who I think are very, very much in the market for a new running back. I think that's like the one piece that they're really, really missing. So I'm excited. I think the Chiefs should really go get a running back this year. That would just be fun to watch. I don't like the Chiefs at all. It's like I spend the time in Kansas, but I think it would just be fun to watch, you know. And then we got Jeremy Bernard here, Deebo Samuel style versatility, high floor starting wide receiver 2. Mekhi Lemon, a little bit smaller, but a flex and slot receiver. Yak Engine. Kind of just reading those words reminds me a little bit of Luther Burden himself. Now, Jadarian Prince, RB3 at Notre Dame. I don't think that this is... I think we're out of the first round now with this. Explosive 1, space back, and primary kick returner. Once again, very, very situation dependent. And now I'm just going to kind of scroll through these, see if any names catch my eye. Kenyon Sadiq, tight end 1, 6'3", 245, chess piece. So move him around, inline slot, wide, polished route runner. And that's kind of the trend that we've seen with these tight ends. You're getting like the more athletic, versatile tight ends being drafted in the first round compared to like the designated like, oh, this guy's going to be an elite blocker, this guy's going to be an elite receiver kind of thing. You're seeing more, or like when I say elite receiver, I should say elite inline receiver. You're seeing more of these guys that can go inline, slot, or wide. For example, Tyler Warren, Brock Bowers are the two that really come to mind. So Sadiq at number 13, I think that's going to be a great value if you're sitting in the early in the second or late in the first. Definitely if it's a need, because Tyler Warren is 100% paying off this year. Let's keep scrolling here. Singleton. This is a name that I'm really, really surprised to see this low. But also, I think he could stay another year, too. But I like to see Singleton there. Nick Singleton out of Penn State. and Garrett Nussmeier, who's really dropped down at the QB6 spot. Because I believe before the season he would have been in the first spot. Now, these are the experts. These are the expert spots. Okay? Now, let's see what the community believes. Let's check out the Devy rankings for 2026. Now, I had to filter by 2026 because usually you'd have all the 2026 guys at the top. But because of that 2027 draft class and all of the promise there, it's a little bit different. So, Superflex, half PPR, we've got Jeremiah Love at the top, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, then Mendoza. Then we've got Makai Lemon, USC, Dante Moore. I just want to... Okay, so they've got Moore ahead of Simpson in the community rankings. Where even is Simpson on here? He might be at 2027. That might be why he's not here. Or no, he's right here. He's QB 13 overall, 38 for development. So Devy, so like 27, 26, 27, 28 draft classes. That's a surprising disparity there. QB 13 out of all developmental quarterbacks right now. Significantly behind Sellers, Mendoza, Moore, Matier, and Levitt. So definitely pretty interesting to see that. We got Dylan Edwards down here a little bit. Kenyon Sadiq down here quite a bit. But also he, once again, is the first tight end. I think I saw a guy, yeah, Avery Johnson, all the way down here. But then, Makai Lemon, I just want to see where he was in the list again. I just need to be reminded. So it wasn't, yeah, wide receiver 4. What does Keep Trade Cut have him at? Wide receiver 3 for this class behind Tyson and Tate. Then you've got Concepcion. I'm not familiar with him. Quite a bit down. So it's pretty interesting to kind of see the disparities between the community and the experts. And of course, it is still early. And once again, let's take a look at this full Devy list. So we've got our 2027 guys kind of leading the way. We've got Jeremiah Smith, monster, stud. He's been like the #1 dev guy for like 2 years now, ever since he was a true freshman. Ryan Williams, not that far behind, but you've got Jeremiah Love mixed in between them. And yeah, there's a big drop off. You got 9,999 value, 9,000 value, then 7. So as much as exciting as it always is to see the rookies, I think that 2027 is going to be the class. You've just got so many guys there, just so many guys. And yeah, like I said, I think Singleton is going to be a 2027 guy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is kind of my first time to really dive into it, do some research, do some reading. I thought I'd do it on the video and kind of go through my thoughts as we do it. So that's what I got for today. And we will catch you guys on Friday or Thursday. I'm not entirely sure which day yet, with our entire Dynasty Superflex tier list. It's going to be exciting, and it should be a good time.